he does have some second round picks for us. So Terrence Shannon Jr., the shooting guard / small forward from Illinois. He was at Kansas before. There's been a lot of legal stuff going on with him. Y'all can see that on the screen. I'm not going to dive into that, but he was found not guilty. So we'll see how all that goes. But that's a name to watch. And he's somebody that if maybe this legal situation wasn't going on, he might be ranked higher in the draft. Now, with that being said, that also is something that could just, turn the Spurs away from him. But I think that is a legitimate name to watch for the Spurs, especially if he really falls. Adem Bona, center from UCLA, nonstop intensity was a trademark of Spurs basketball dating back to their championship seasons, but that has waned in recent years, something the front office would surely like to revive. No player in this draft plays harder than Bona, who brings an exceptional motor, toughness, and explosiveness, throwing his body around while being one of the best defensive playmakers in this class. Bona could develop into a good option to give Wembanyama a breather for 10 to 15 minutes a game, while also playing alongside him at times, depending on matchups. Definitely not opposed to that. Me and Ethan have talked about run jump and dunk centers. I believe Adem Bona has kind of been flirting with coming out over the past 2 years. I could be wrong about that. And I haven't dove into his tape a lot, but from what I've heard of him and the little things I've seen here and there, it seems like he would kind of fit into what we want in that backup center role for the Spurs, and which was one of the biggest weaknesses for the Spurs this season, especially on the interior in the paint and physically. Leave it at that. Juan Nunes, Spanish point guard from Ratio Farm Ulm. I mightily butchered that name. Ratio Farm. It's probably not pronounced that way. Okay, let's learn about Juan Nunes. Nunes is arguably the best pick and roll playmaker in this class. He's an absolute magician who makes creative, decisive reads and picks apart defenses with spectacular vision and flair. I like to see that. I don't want to just go totally country comparison here, but is this a little underrated Ricky Rubio? I wouldn't be mad at that in the second round. But players with his size and playmaking aren't easy to come by, making him someone a team will want to draft and develop long term. I got to check him out. I'm curious what his size is, because if he's alluding to that, maybe that could be an argument let's just go with this guy in the second round, instead of going for somebody like Topic. Now, I don't think they're probably comparable prospects because this dude is a second rounder and, Topic has been in consideration, for top 3 at some points this year. But I think you guys get what I'm saying there. If he has size and playmaking and is apparently, and is that type of passer, that is just something to keep in mind with this draft. I'll leave it at that. I am not saying that Juan Nunes. I'm not trying to compare Juan Nunes and Nikola Topic. I hope y'all don't take it that way. I think y'all probably got what I was trying to say there. Second round though, here's the last one. I don't even want to go through. Well, wait. Let me see if y'all can even see it. Oh yeah, y'all can see it on the bottom. I don't even want to go through these first two because of this one down here, but I'll read these other two. Cam Spencer, shooting guard, UConn. So one of the guys that Stephon Castle had to go and compete with, and he shot 44% from 3. So one of the best shooters in the draft. Many of Cam running off screens or pulling up off the bounce. You like to see that. He is a smart, unselfish player who can moonlight in a playmaking role and brings a tough, fiery demeanor that will be appreciated by his teammates and coaches alike. His age, oh wow, he's the oldest player in the draft at 24, so he's even older than Dalton Knecht. And defensive / athletic limitations will likely relegate him to the second round, but it shouldn't surprise anyone to see him carve out an NBA career considering his skill level, feel for the game, and competitiveness. He's a UConn kid. He's from this UConn team. If he's 24, I'm assuming he was on UConn's team last year too, so he's a winner. I think he would definitely fit into the Spurs culture, and I love his shooting ability. But look at the one here at number 3, though. I'm not even saying it because I'm not even saying that as oh my gosh, look, we could have a chance to get LeBron if we get Bronny. I'm just saying at 24, I don't know if I want to go with that, especially if we're in a situation where we already picked Dalton Knecht, then I definitely wouldn't want to go with him. Oh my gosh, went down to golf. But yeah, I mean, I can see what Gavoni's saying, and I think he would definitely fit in. I wouldn't be mad at it. Um, and I think this last pick, well, actually, to be honest, I think we're probably going to trade one of these picks just like we did last year. And this last pick is probably going to be on a two-way. So if that's the case, I'm really not mad at it. But anyways, enough on Cam Spencer. I think y'all get why I'm a little bit hesitant there. Jaylen Wells from Washington State is at 6'8" and hit 42% of his threes this past season and has real upside to grow into at 20 years old. He hit a late growth spurt and playing 1 year of Division I basketball at Washington State after transferring from Division II Sonoma State. That's another Dalton Connect, Derek White-like story, so I like that. He's not the toughest or most versatile wing around, as the game understandably moves a little too fast for him at times on both ends of the floor. But he is a worthy flyer at this stage of the draft and will surely continue to improve with his experience. Well, with the way that he's shown that he can improve going from D2 to T1, being at 6'8", having a plus 40% three-point percentage from three, I wouldn't be mad at that too. And here's the one that everybody's been wanting to talk about. Bronny James at number 3. Honestly, okay, before we even read this, I will say, like, genuinely, I'm not mad at a flyer on Bronny in the second round. We need guards. Yes, he's got a lot to develop, but he's going to play in the G League anyway. I am not mad at Bronny James being our third two-way on the team. That's just what I'll say. James' limitations as a ball handler and shot creator could be mitigated alongside bigger playmakers such as Wembanyama, allowing him to operate in a more narrowly confined 3-and-D role that best suits him at this stage of his development. His defensive versatility, open court explosiveness, unselfishness, and budding perimeter shooting are attributes that could be attractive to the Spurs. It's like I read Gavoni's mind before I even saw it on the screen. I swear I didn't even see this part, especially if he's willing to commit to a two-way contract like almost every player in this range will end up signing. I would rather go with his upside than either of these two guys, as much as I think Cam Spencer would be able to come in and contribute.